Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Mathilde, I'm a French beginner knitter and this is my knitting podcast, so grab yourself a cup of coffee or tea or your drink of choice and let's dive in. So I'll first talk about my finished object. I only have one. And I've just finished it yesterday. So it is the Marseille Sweater Junior by Petite Knit, which looks like this. I am knitting it up for one of my nieces for her birthday, which is in September. So I had a deadline which I think helped me knit it quite fast because I only started it on the 5th of August, so I'm quite happy with the timeline. I do still have to block it, so this is unblocked, but I've weaved in the ends. I'll first talk about the yarn maybe. So I've used Sandnes Garn Tynn silk mohair in the colour Deep Marine, which I think is 5581 or 5582, and with Sandnes Garn Sunday in the colour Marinebla, which is either 55881 or 5582, which I do have here because I do have quite a bit of yarn left. So this is the Sunday. As you can see, it has a bit of my cat's fur, so ignore that. So I do have a white cat. So, and this is the Tynn silk. I did like the yarn. I've used Sunday before for an Oslo hat, and I really liked it. I like how it feels, I like how it knits up on the needle. It's really nice. It never breaks or anything. It is my first time using the Tynn silk mohair, which I also like. I do like it for this sweater, but I don't think I would like it for every one of my sweaters or whichever project, is that it does have a bit of sheen to it. And so as you can see, it does mean that it's not like a complete navy. It does have like white flecks on it. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. So I don't mind it, but yeah, not for every sweater. I am quite scared that it will be a bit scratchy for my knees, so I hope it won't, and I hope that if she wears like long sleeves underneath it, it will be fine. I have knitted up in a 3-4 years size, even though she's only turning 1, but she's quite tall already, and I just want to make sure that it lasts her for at least throughout the winter and even maybe a bit more. And if it's a bit too big, she can roll up the sleeve and I think it will be fine. So I did choose to do that. So what I really like about this pattern is the raglan design. I think I've done quite a nice job of the raglan increases. I did. The thing is, I like to think that I remember how to do things if I haven't done them like at least once, but I don't. So I did start by doing the increases on the back wrong. So I do have holes on for both the sides, but not on the front, because then I was like, I think that's not right to have holes. So I looked it up and it wasn't. So then I followed the instructions on the video, which was, I think, the one linked on pattern, which is one thing I really like about Petite Knit's pattern, is that they mostly always have following instructions, video instructions on some of the parts that are quite complicated, or not complicated, but that can require a video. So as a beginner knitter, I just really enjoy that, and most of the videos are by Kimi something on YouTube. The most recent ones have English subtitles, but some of the old ones don't. But even just looking at what she's doing, it's quite fine. If you can hear a noise, it's my cat who's in my basket. What is it called? Like laundry basket. I'll show you afterwards. So yeah, I did have to size up on the needle size. My swatch was just too small on the size that she recommends, which I think is 4mm for the body and 3.5mm for the ribbing. So I did 4.5 for the body and 4mm for the ribbing. I think that helped with knitting it up so fast, and that's also why I have so much yarn left. So I don't think I will have enough for like a hat. Don't quite know what I will do with the rest. I was thinking, because I do have one ball of Sunday in ice blue, I think it's called, and I do have the Oslo hat pattern already, so I was thinking of doing like a kind of the melange sweater vibe, but for a hat, because the Oslo hat, not Mohair edition, just the regular one, needs two yarns. Yeah, you're holding 2 yarns at the same time, so I was thinking of doing like navy and the ice blue. Might have to do like a gauge swatch, but just to see how it knits up, but then unravel it, because I don't know if I will have enough for even like a baby junior size. I'll have to see. I have to weigh how much I have left. So that's my plan for the yarn, but I don't know what I will do with the mohair. We'll see. I'll keep it in my stash for now, and I'll see. So yeah, I'll show you once I block it. I will show you maybe how it looks in my next video as like a photo, and I'll try and have a photo of my niece wearing it without showing her face, so that you can see how it looks on her, even though it might be too big. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving it to her, and mostly to show my sister, because she doesn't know that I'm making it. So yeah, so that's my finished object, and then I do have 3 works in progress, so I'll just start with maybe a sock. So I actually only have the first sock finished, which looks like this. I do have to weave in the ends though, and to block it, but I don't have a sock blocker yet, so I'm not sure whether I'll just not use one, or make a cardboard one, or buy a sock blocker. I don't know yet, but I'm using the everyday sock pattern by Petite Knit. The reason I'm again using a Petite Knit pattern is because it's just the instructions are very clear, and it has videos which are really helpful, especially for socks. Socks are quite complicated, and I think it's a good way to learn different techniques, because you learn short row shape, German short rows shaping. You do decreases for the heel and decreases here for the toe, which might look like this. So I mean this looks a bit weird, but otherwise I don't think it's too bad. And the heel was for the German short rows. Again, I don't think it looks too bad except for this bit here, which I don't really know what happened here, but otherwise it looks pretty good. And also you either do magic loop or use double pointed needles. I just use magic loop because I didn't want to have the fuss to buy double pointed needles, and also it looks terrifying to me. And magic loop isn't that, I don't find it that complicated, to be honest. I did have a point where I didn't remember which needle you're supposed to hold where, and so I started knitting it reversed, so like the wrong side on the right side. So I did have to go back a couple of rows once I realised, but that wasn't too bad. The thing is with this, and the reason why I haven't started the second sock yet, is because it was my first time having a skein that looks like this. So I didn't talk about the yarn. I'll talk about the yarn quickly. So I am using Sysleriget Garn. I did keep this, which sock yarn, which is 80% superwash merino, 20% polyamide, and that's it. And it is a 100 gram skein, so about 425 meters. So I love the yarn. I think the color is called Wild Garden, which is stunning. I love it. However, I don't have a yarn winder and a, what's it called, something in which you put the yarn around it, and I didn't know that you're supposed to either use that or use like the legs of a chair or something to make it easier. So I'll show you the mess that I made, which is this. This is what the yarn looks like now. So I do have tiny balls of yarn that I've knit up every time I manage to find something, and like once I reach a knot I just cut the yarn and make a small ball. But that means that I have so many ends to weave in, so I'm not looking forward to that, even for this one. I just have so many. So yeah, that means that's why I'm not really motivated to work on it. I do love the yarn, it's really nice to knit up and it feels quite soft, and I'm really excited to wear them. Also, I have really long feet, as you can see. I'm a 40-41 size, EU size. So that means that it did take me a while to do the leg part. And that means I require a lot of yarn, so a lot of tiny balls of yarn. So my goal is to work on it on my lunch break at work. So I am working full remote for now, just for one more week, and then I go back to work in the office 3 times a week. So I want to my cat is moving. I want to work on it on my lunch break, and maybe that will help me be motivated, because it's quite a small project, so I can bring it easily in my bag. So yeah, that's my everyday sock. I do want to knit another pair with this yarn, which is the Sysleriget. It's the same sock yarn, but in the color Before the Storm, which is so beautiful. I love it. I want to knit it up for my boyfriend, but he has even bigger feet than mine. So that won't be for a while, and especially because my grandmother is gonna give me her the thing that I can't recall what it's called. I'll put it on the screen. And I will have to buy a yarn winder so that it will be easier to knit this up. So yeah, that's my first work in progress. The second work in progress is a summer knit, which is in my project bag, which was made by one of my best friends who has an Etsy store. So it's a custom order. I love it. It is stunning. I did choose the pattern, and she did make, I'll show you, remove that and that. She did make some, some pockets inside. So it's really helpful because I do have like needles and like stitch markers and stuff like that in there all the time. It is quite big as well, so like it can hold a sweater. At the moment it had my Monday Junior sweater and my current knitting progress, which I'll show you in a minute. So yeah, it's really nice. So her shop is called Mercury Studio. I'll link it up below, so you can check it out. And if you do want a custom order, I'm sure she will be absolutely pleased to do it. I mean, she might not, because she doesn't usually do project bags, but maybe she will. She does do other stuff as well. So my current knit in progress is quite hard to show you because it is the Camisole number 4 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. Oh god, this is a mess. So I don't know how to show you that. This is what it looks like for now. It does have all of those yarn ends because of the provisional cast on for all of the triangles, the top of the camisole. So yeah, it looks like this. I am using Knitting for Olive, Pure Silk in the color Dusty Artichoke, which looks like this. I'm kind of in the, not the middle, but I think like more than halfway through this first skein, and I do have another one. Don't know where I put it, but I do have another one. So yeah, I love the yarn. I didn't think I would. At first when I knitted up, I used my Sysleriget needles, and that was hell. That the yarn just didn't slide very well on the needles. So then I bought these needles, which are I think they're Knit Pro, I don't know, they're like metal needles. They're Knit Pro from the Mindful collection. And they're really nice with this yarn. It's really the best. I didn't think I would like metal needles, but kind of do. I do like the Sysleriget needles a lot, so I'll keep using those, but I think for summer yarns it might be better, at least this yarn, it's better with the metal needles. So have a look at the design. I really love this pattern. The pattern rib is really nice to work up. I did make one small mistake here. Can you see that? I don't think you can see that actually. Wait, because I was hiding it. Anyway, there's a rank that I knit up in the wrong way, but I mean, if you don't know, you can't see it, so that's good for me. I was just too lazy to go back, even though it was just like a two rows below. I just didn't want to do it, so I didn't. Anyway, I didn't make any other mistakes for now on it, so I'm quite pleased with it. It does knit up really slowly now that I'm on the body. I started it like around the 10th of August maybe, but I'm really eager to finish it because I do want to wear it while it's still quite warm, so I kind of want to finish it by like mid-September maybe, and that will be my last summer project of the year. But yeah, I really like it. The pattern is quite easy to follow because it does have some videos instructions, so don't remember for which part, but yeah, it was really helpful, and the pattern is not that difficult, to be honest. It does look intricate and it does kind of look like a crochet, I think, but yeah. One thing I'm worried about is these here. So I haven't weaved in the ends yet, which is here in the middle. So I'm hoping that it will fix this a bit. And she does say in the pattern that it's okay to have like small holes or something. Sorry for the noise. That's my computer. Yeah. But we'll see. And oh yeah, I am needling up again on a bigger needle. So this is it written? 4mm needles, because the pattern requires 3.5mm needles, but I have a tight tension, guys. I did a gauge swatch because at the beginning of my knitting journey I didn't do gauge swatches, but I think that was a mistake, so now I'm doing them, and my tension is usually tighter than the pattern designer, so yeah. However, so I did the gauge swatch in the 3.5mm needles. I blocked it, weighted, took the measurements, and it was below the 10 per 10 centimeter requirements. So I said, okay, I'll do a quick gauge swatch in the 4mm needles, but without blocking it, because I was scared I wouldn't have enough yarn otherwise for the top. So I just got the yarn back, but that does mean that when I looked back on the first swatch, I was like, it was closer to my second gauge swatch for this. So it was kind of like the 10 per 10 centimeter requirements. So I'm scared that I might have gone up in size, but when I shouldn't have. But otherwise it'll just be a bit oversized, and if it really doesn't fit me, I can always give it to someone else and make another one for myself. But yeah, I do like the colour, but I was hoping it would be a tiny bit less. I was hoping it would be a tiny bit more moody, but I do like it. I can't wait to see what it looks like on me and if the fit is right. So yeah, I do have, that's one of the problems that I struggle with, is I never know which size to knit up. I'm quite confused still with, like, not even positive and negative is that's okay with me, but it's the whole thing, like yeah, I'm confused. And because I don't really have like a finished garment yet that I've knit up myself, I don't know yet. So we'll see. When I finish this will be my first top for myself. I do kind of have another one that I've finished, but I can't wear it. But I'll talk about it in another video because it kind of makes me mad. Anyway, so let's talk about my last working project, which is a sweater. So that I started a while ago. This is the Marseille Sweater by Petite Knit. As you can see, I have made some modifications. Yeah. I didn't say which. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so I am knitting it up in the size S. But the thing is, so first modification I made was on the collar here and on the bottom here, and I'll do the same for the end of the sleeves. I used the colored yarn to have like a nice effect, color effect, which I do quite like, but at the same time maybe I shouldn't have done it, because I'll show you a picture of my inspiration for doing that, because it was one on Instagram that I saw that was absolutely stunning, but I think she's a more experienced knitter than me, and so it looks really good. But I mean, it looks fine. Like, I don't think I've botched it except for this bit on the collar. I did have a problem with like my count rows, like stitches number, so that means I have to what's it called again? Knit stitches. But it's kind of hidden because it's like in the creases here, so when I wear it you can only see it in the back. So I do have quite a lot of mistakes on this sweater, which at the time I didn't really want to fix up, because I started this at least 3 times. I started it, only got a couple of rows in, started it again. I did that twice, and then the 3rd time I was quite a long way into it, and then I just had to start it again because of another mistake. But like now I don't do that. When I botch something up, I just go back a couple of rows and like fix it. But for this sweater I didn't know how to do that. I was too scared to pick up the stitches again, so I just went all the way back. So that was quite frustrating to forget. So I do have a mistake here in the back as well. I don't know if you can see that here. But it's in the back. So you know, it's a handmade sweater, so I don't mind having like a bit of mistakes. I mean, it's okay. And then, do I have any other mistakes? I do have some issues sometimes with like the stripes, the joggler stripes. I think that's what happened here as well. So yeah, and maybe others, I don't know. But I think on the front it looks fine. I have made it shorter than the pattern says, because I didn't want, which is dumb, I'll talk about it in a minute, but I didn't want an oversized fit, and I do tend to wear my sweaters inside of my jeans, so I thought making it shorter would mean that it would be easier to slide it into my jeans and not have like a weird effect around the hips. But that was dumb. I should have just chosen another pattern that is not oversized. But I do love the pattern, and I think it will look nice anyway. I have started on the sleeves, but I realized that I forgot to do the decreases every X row. I think it's 8 for my size. So I am gonna go back, which I'm quite sad about, but I am. I want it to fit correctly. I do already have too many mistakes on this jumper, so I'm just scared because here you have German short rows at the top, and I don't want to mess that up, so I'm scared that I won't be able to pick up the stitches where I want to. I'm showing you on the back, but you can't see, so I'm hoping that I'll be successful in that, but that's why I haven't picked it back up again, because I'm a bit scared. But I will do it because I want to have a finished sweater for myself, because I don't, and I want it, and I want to wear it. So I'll talk about the rest of the pattern quickly. Again, Petite Knit, very easy to follow. It does have German short rows shaping around the back here, which I wasn't too bad at. And it does have, is it German short rows here for the shoulders? I don't know, but you do have this kind of weird shape. Maybe you'll see it better on this side. I don't know if you can see. You can kind of see it in some of her pictures or in other people's photo. Oh yeah, no, it's not the German short rows, it's the cast on, I think. Oh, I don't remember. It was a while ago. I think I started it in March. Yep, that was a while ago. One thing that I really like about this pattern is the shaping here around the neck, the details. I just think it looks so nice. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to wearing that. I didn't do a gauge swatch, so hoping it will fit me, because yeah, it's maybe it's my tension is too tight. Maybe I did an extra small, we'll see. It is, so the yarn I'm using is Double Sunday, which I think I do have here, and I do have the green one. So this is the Double Sunday. Excuse the state of this skein, because it's been in my project bag for a while. So it's in the color, ooh, it's not almond, oh, I don't remember. I'll put the, oh, I do have the number here. I should, where is it? Here, 1012. And it's 100% merino wool, non-superwash. It's really nice. It's really thick. So yeah, that's the white, and then I used the same yarn, Double Sunday, but in the color, I don't know the number, but it's Stovet Olivengronn or something like that. It's like a deep olive green, which I love. Again, maybe that was a bad choice for my first sweater, because it's not as what's the word? As easy to wear. I should have maybe done like more neutral, like black and white or navy and white, but I'm quite looking forward to wearing it, so we'll see how it looks on me. Again, the yarn is really, it feels very soft. I don't know how it wears because I haven't worn it. Also, the sweater needs a good block. Like, as you can see, it's quite floppy and it looks a bit weird, so I'm hoping that blocking it will make it look so nice. But yeah, so that's my Marseille sweater, and I think that's the last working project that I have. So I don't have any new yarn to show you. because I'm trying to only buy yarn as I knit, like the project that I am doing. So I do have quite a lot of projects on my needles at the moment, so I'm hoping to finish the top by mid-September, and the sweater now that I've finished the Monday sweater Junior, which is a gift, so I kind of had a deadline on it. Now that I've finished it, and the heat is gone in France, at least for now. That's my boyfriend sneezing, if you can hear it. I want to get back on the sweater and like just finish the sleeves. I don't really have second sleeve syndrome. I do kind of have the second sock syndrome, but that's mostly because of the yarn mess that I have. But I think once I just go back on the sleeve and just go through it, it will be fine. But because I've messed up the decreases, I've just put it aside. So yeah, so I don't have any new yarn to show you, but I want to show you the latest patterns that I've acquired, which are by Handmade by Florence, which are 2 latest releases, I think. So the first one is the Petal Drop socks, which are just stunning. I've never done a lace pattern, not one that requires a chart. I mean, the Camisole number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear looks like it's lace, but it's really not. So I thought that starting with a sock pattern might be nice, and I just fell in love with that one. I want to make it in like a similar color because I think it just looks really beautiful and it really shows the pattern. So yeah, that's the first one that I bought, which I might do before the end of the year. I don't know yet, because it's quite a springy summer pattern, and I don't have time yet to do it because I do have another sock on the needles and I don't want to have 2, so I don't know yet, but I really love it. I'm definitely gonna make it at some point. And the second pattern is the one that kind of matches. It's the Petal Drop Camisole, which looks really beautiful as well, and which might have some matching shorts. And I do love a matching set. I'm just saying, I love it. I don't know if the shorts can be worn like outside because of the pattern. We'll see. She hasn't finished making the pattern, so I don't know if she'll release it, but I'm hoping she will. But I do want to make the camisole because I think it looks really beautiful. But again, I'm not gonna make it yet because it's the end of the summer, so I'm not gonna get a lot of wear out of it in the following months. So it might be a spring pattern that I'll make. But she had I think it was 15% off all of her patterns because of the release of the camisole. So I just bought it. Maybe I shouldn't have, because, you know. But I did do it, and I'm really looking forward to making it. I'm quite scared, to be honest, because it is a bit complex. But for the socks, she has a video to accompany the patterns, which is available on YouTube, which I've already watched, and it looks really fun, to be honest. So I'll link the video below so that you can see. But yeah, she explains really well. So yeah, that's it for me. That's all I've got to say. If you have any questions for me, leave them down below. If it's about patterns, yarn, my journey, we can do a knit and chat video. That could be nice. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.